males are enigmas wrapped in riddles. Their personalities are their own unique blend of traits. Picture a lone wolf, comfortable in solitude, and you've got a glimpse into the Sigma male's world. The essence of Sigma males lies in their introverted nature. Unlike alphas who thrive in the spotlight, Sigmas prefer the quiet corners, enjoying their own company. They're the ones you'll find engrossed in a book at a party, or perhaps not at the party at all. Another key trait is their independence. Sigma males are self-reliant, relying on their own skills and abilities rather than depending on others. They're the ones who'd rather build their own path than follow the one laid out by society. This brings us to another fascinating aspect of their personality, their disregard for social hierarchy. Sigma males don't care for social status or approval. They're not looking to climb any social ladder because they're content with their own unique path. Let's illustrate these traits with an example. Imagine a typical office scenario. An alpha would be the one leading the team meeting, voicing their ideas loudly and basking in the attention. A Sigma, on the other hand, would be the one quietly observing, contributing only when they have something valuable to say. They might even skip the meeting altogether, choosing to work independently on their tasks. They don't need the validation of being seen or heard. They find fulfillment in their own achievements. Sigma males also exhibit a high degree of self-sufficiency. They're not the type to seek help unless absolutely necessary. They'd rather learn a new skill or solve a problem on their own. This trait makes them incredibly resilient, capable of navigating life's challenges with a stoic calm. In essence, the Sigma male personality is a unique blend of introversion, independence, and a disregard for societal norms. They're the silent observers, the lone wolves, the resilient problem solvers. Understanding a Sigma male requires a glimpse into their complex personality. But once you do, you'll find a fascinating world that's anything but ordinary. In a room full of chatter and laughter, the Sigma male is the silent observer, absorbing and analyzing. Imagine a bustling social function where extroverts are in their element, thriving on the energy of the crowd. There's laughter, chatter, and a whirlwind of social interaction. But amidst this social extravaganza, there's an individual who prefers to step back and observe rather than partake in the frenzy. This individual is the Sigma male. Sigma males are often misunderstood as being antisocial, but this couldn't be further from the truth. They enjoy social interactions, but in moderation. They are the quintessential example of the phrase, quality over quantity. They would rather engage in deep, meaningful conversations than indulge in small talk. In a social setting, Sigma males prefer solitude. They enjoy their own company, relishing the chance to reflect and introspect. While others may feel the need to constantly socialize, Sigma males find comfort in quiet moments. They are the ones usually found in the corner of a room, engrossed in a book or quietly observing the crowd. Sigma males don't seek validation from others. They are self-assured, confident in their own skin. They don't feel the need to conform to societal norms or expectations. Their sense of self-worth is not dependent on the opinions of others, but rather on their own self-perception. They are the lone wolves in a pack, the ones who walk their own path. They are not swayed by peer pressure or the desire to fit in. They are comfortable being different, being themselves. They don't seek the spotlight, but rather prefer the shadows, observing and analyzing from a distance. They are the enigmatic individuals, the ones who exude an air of mystery, drawing others in with their quiet strength and confidence. They are the ones who are comfortable in their solitude, who don't need the validation of others to feel complete. While others seek the spotlight, Sigma males find comfort in the shadows. They are the silent observers, the ones who see the world in a different light. And it is this unique perspective that makes them stand out, even when they choose to blend in. When it comes to relationships, Sigma males are as unconventional as they come. Now let's delve into the intriguing world of Sigma males and their approach to relationships. They're not ones for superficial connections or the typical dating games. No, they seek something deeper, more profound. Picture this: a mountain climber focused on reaching the peak, undeterred by the challenges along the way. That's a Sigma male in the relationship realm. They yearn for a connection that's as thought-provoking and fulfilling as the books they lose themselves in. For a Sigma male, relationships aren't about flashy displays of affection or grand gestures. They're about the little things, the shared moments of silence, the intellectual exchanges, the mutual respect. They're the ones who remember your favorite book, your most cherished memory, the little things that make you you. They value authenticity and expect the same from their partners. Now let's talk about loyalty. Sigma males are fiercely loyal. They're the type of people who would stand by you through thick and thin once they've committed to a relationship. Their loyalty isn't an obligation, it's a choice they consciously make every day. You see, Sigma males aren't swayed by societal norms or expectations. They follow their own moral compass, and that's what makes their loyalty so incredibly genuine. But their loyalty doesn't mean they're pushovers. No, they're far from it. They respect themselves enough to know when to walk away from a relationship that isn't serving them. They may be introverted, but they're not afraid to stand up for themselves or their partner. In terms of care, Sigma males have a unique way of showing it. They aren't the type to shower you with gifts or compliments. Their care comes in the form of deep conversations, understanding and acceptance. They may not say it out loud, but their actions speak volumes. In the world of love and romance, Sigma males write their own rules. They're not the typical prince charming from fairy tales. They're something much more real and infinitely more captivating. They're the enigmatic outsiders who, once you get to know, you realize are not just outside the box, but have thrown the box out altogether. In a world that loves to label, Sigma males often get misunderstood. They're the enigmatic lone wolves of the social order, the ones who prefer their own company and march to the beat of their own drum. However, this unique approach to life has given birth to a host of misconceptions that often paint an inaccurate picture of these intriguing individuals. One common misconception is that Sigma males are antisocial. This isn't the case. Antisocial implies a disregard for societal norms and an inability to form social connections. Sigma males, on the other hand, are quite capable of socializing. They simply choose to do so selectively. They value meaningful interactions over small talk and would rather invest their time in a few deep relationships than spread themselves thin across numerous shallow ones. Another misconception is that Sigma males are aloof or cold. Again, this couldn't be further from the truth. They may be reserved, but that doesn't mean they lack warmth or empathy. They're introspective and thoughtful. And while they may not wear their hearts on their sleeves, they're deeply in tune with their emotions and those of others. Their quiet exterior often masks a rich inner world of thoughts and feelings. Yet another misconception is that Sigma males are loners because they can't fit in. This is a gross misunderstanding of their choice to be independent. Sigma males are self-reliant and prefer to rely on their own resources rather than seek help from others. This isn't because they can't fit in. It's because they value their autonomy and find satisfaction in being self-sufficient. Finally, some people mistake the Sigma male's preference for solitude as a sign of arrogance or superiority. This is not the case. Sigma males are not trying to prove they're better than anyone else. They're simply comfortable in their own skin and see no need to seek validation from others. These misconceptions, while prevalent, are far from the truth. Sigma males are not aloof, antisocial loners who think they're superior to others. They're simply individuals who enjoy their own company, value deep connections, and find strength in their independence. Understanding Sigma males requires peeling back layers of misconceptions. Sigma males are not anomalies, they are evolutions, the embodiment of a different kind of power. Now let's delve into the strengths of being a Sigma male. Their power lies not in dominance, but in independence and resilience. A Sigma male stands strong in his own right without the need for external validation. This is a man who is self-reliant, capable of creating his own path and making his own rules. His power is subtle yet undeniable. A Sigma male's strength is in his resilience. Life may throw curveballs, but a Sigma man does not crumble under pressure. Instead, he adapts, he learns, he grows. This is the man who, when faced with a wall, doesn't just sit and wait for someone to bring him a ladder. No, he builds one himself. He doesn't see obstacles, he sees opportunities for growth and self-improvement. Independence is another key strength of a Sigma male. This isn't about being a lone wolf, but rather about having the confidence to make decisions independently, to take responsibility for one's own actions, and to stand up for what one believes in. It's about having the courage to walk alone when the crowd is heading in a direction that doesn't align with his values. A Sigma male's approach to life is unique and empowering. He doesn't conform to societal norms or expectations. Instead, he carves his own path, guided by his own values and beliefs. He doesn't seek to fit in, he seeks to be true to himself. This is a man who understands that power isn't about control or dominance, but about authenticity and integrity. Sigma males are not anomalies, they are evolutions. They represent a different kind of masculinity, one that values self-reliance, resilience, and independence. They are the embodiment of a quiet but potent form of power. They are the men who, in their own unique ways, are redefining what it means to be powerful. Sigma males are the embodiment of a quiet but potent form of power. Unconventional, enigmatic, and independent, the Sigma male is truly a breed apart. As we delve deeper into the psyche of this extraordinary specimen, it's clear that Sigma males are not just another tick on the personality type checklist. They are a vibrant testament to the diverse spectrum of masculinity, a refreshing deviation from the norm. Let's revisit the defining traits of Sigma males. These individuals are introverted, self-reliant, and comfortable in their own skin. They don't seek validation from society, but find satisfaction in their own achievements. Their personality is a complex tapestry woven with threads of independence, intelligence, and a deep-seated desire for freedom. In social settings, while they may not be the life of the party, they are the ones observing, understanding, and analyzing. They are the silent strategists, the quiet observers, the ones who see beyond the surface. Their ability to remain detached, yet present, is a testament to their emotional intelligence. In relationships, they may not be the stereotypical knight in shining armor, but they offer a depth of understanding and commitment that is rare to find. They are the ones who listen, who empathize, who provide a safe haven for their loved ones to be their authentic selves. There have been misconceptions about Sigma males, labeling them as aloof or indifferent. But let's remember, being reserved is not synonymous with being disinterested. The Sigma male's quiet demeanor is not a sign of detachment, but a reflection of their introspective nature. The power of being a Sigma male is in their unique ability to remain true to themselves, to swim against the current, to embrace their individuality. They are the unsung heroes, the silent warriors, the quiet revolutionaries who are redefining the norms of masculinity. So let's celebrate the Sigma males, not as an anomaly, but as a vibrant addition to the diverse spectrum of masculinity. Let's acknowledge their strength, their resilience, their independence, and their quiet determination. Sigma males, defying norms and redefining masculinity, one quiet step at a time.
Welcome, Sigmas. There's something magnetic about you that women can't quite explain. It's not the brash, showy confidence of an alpha nor the laid-back charm of a beta. No, you Sigma males exist in a league of your own. You move through life on your own terms, doing your thing, with a quiet strength that doesn't need approval or recognition. And that, my friend, is what makes you so irresistible. You're not chasing attention, validation, or affection, and that's exactly why women are drawn to you. In a world where everyone is scrambling to be seen, you stand out by simply being yourself, calm, collected, and utterly unpredictable. This creates a mystique that's both alluring and a little intimidating. No one knows where they stand with you, and that keeps them hooked, fascinated by the enigma you are. You aren't bound by the usual rules of attraction and relationships. Your independence, your ability to walk away without a second thought. That's what leaves women both craving your attention and afraid of losing it. It's a delicate dance of desire and uncertainty, and it keeps them coming back for more. So, Sigma, stick with me. There's one last point that's going to hit home, and trust me, you won't want to miss it. Drop your thoughts in the comments, and let's dive in. Point 1. The mystery that drives women crazy. Women are naturally drawn to mystery. It's why crime thrillers dominate streaming platforms and why unexpected plot twists keep them hooked. Psychologists call this the Zeigarnik effect, the brain's tendency to fixate on unfinished stories. He's a Sigma male. He's a walking, breathing cliffhanger. Unlike most men who wear their emotions on their sleeves, a Sigma operates in silence. He's unpredictable, emotionally self-sufficient, and nearly impossible to pin down. This makes him fascinating because by nature people are drawn to what they can't fully understand. Most men pursue women with obvious strategies, texting too often, constantly seeking validation and proving their worth. But a Sigma male, he does the opposite. He doesn't chase. He doesn't over-explain. Instead, his presence alone sparks curiosity. His ability to remain detached yet intriguing triggers a woman's subconscious desire to... Here's where it gets even more interesting. Studies in psychology suggest that unpredictability heightens attraction. When someone can't quite figure you out, they invest more mental energy in trying to do so. This is why women find themselves drawn to a Sigma without even realizing it. He's not just another guy, he's a challenge. And the truth is, a Sigma male will never be fully decoded. Just when someone thinks they've figured him out, he does something unexpected, disappears for a while, changes his focus, or reveals a new depth of character. This keeps women engaged because the mystery never fades. Attraction isn't just about looks or charm. It's about the emotions someone triggers in another. A Sigma male triggers curiosity, admiration, and most importantly, a desire to understand him. But here's the twist: she never truly will. And that's addictive. Point 2. The power of indifference. A woman's self-worth is often influenced by how others perceive her, especially in the realm of dating. When a man doesn't immediately put her on a pedestal, it creates an unfamiliar dynamic, one that makes her question her level of influence. This is where the Sigma male, the lone wolf of the social hierarchy, naturally disrupts expectations. Unlike most men who go out of their way to seek approval, the Sigma male operates on a different frequency. He doesn't rely on external validation, and he certainly doesn't chase after attention. His value is intrinsic. He knows who he is, what he wants, and most importantly, what he doesn't need. This unshakable self-assurance is precisely what makes him irresistible. Psychologists refer to this as the scarcity principle, the idea that people assign higher value to things that are rare or difficult to obtain. When a Sigma male remains detached and unbothered, it triggers a natural response in women. Her subconscious mind starts whispering, "Why isn't he reacting like the others? Why isn't he chasing me?" This unanswered question becomes a mental loop that fuels her curiosity and investment. Women are wired to be drawn to high-value men, those who demonstrate confidence, purpose, and emotional independence. Most men, in an attempt to win a woman's favor, overextend themselves, showering her with compliments, gifts, and attention. But the Sigma male's approach is different. He doesn't overcompensate. He doesn't seek approval. He is content with or without her validation, and paradoxically, this makes him even more desirable. This dynamic is backed by psychology. Studies in social attraction have shown that unpredictability and emotional challenge can intensify attraction. When a woman doesn't know where she stands with a man, she becomes more invested in figuring him out. The Sigma male, by simply being himself, creates an aura of mystery that keeps women intrigued. This is why he never has to chase. His energy naturally draws people in. Point 3. Unconventional confidence. Most men assume confidence is about being loud, dominant, or flaunting their achievements. They believe that the more they assert themselves, the more respect they command. But a Sigma male operates differently. His confidence isn't something he showcases, it's something he embodies. This quiet confidence is what makes him stand out. He doesn't need validation from others because he already knows his worth. While many men seek approval through boasting or social dominance, the Sigma moves through life with an unshakable sense of self. He doesn't beg for attention, yet people can't help but notice him. Women in particular find this unsettling and deeply attractive. Why? Because true power isn't in how loudly a man speaks, but in the control he has over himself. A Sigma's self-assuredness comes from within. It isn't reliant on external factors like status, money, or recognition. He can be in a crowded room, say little, and still command attention. Psychologically, this taps into something fascinating. Studies suggest that unpredictability and mystery make someone more attractive. The Sigma's lack of neediness creates an air of intrigue. He doesn't seek validation, so women naturally become curious about him. Unlike alpha males who may aggressively compete for attention, the Sigma stays composed, making people wonder about him. This kind of power, one that isn't displayed, but subtly felt triggers deep attraction. Women may not fully understand why, but they feel drawn to the Sigma's presence. His confidence isn't performative. It's real. He knows who he is, and that is more compelling than any flashy display of dominance. In the end, the Sigma male's quiet confidence isn't just a personality trait. It's a strategy. It separates him from the crowd, making him both a mystery and a magnet at the same time. Point 4. The challenge factor. Sigma males operate on a completely different wavelength from the average man, and this is exactly why they stand out. Unlike others who seek validation or constantly try to please, a Sigma male is self-sufficient, independent, and unapologetically himself. He doesn't hand out attention on a silver platter, nor does he mold himself to fit into someone else's expectations. And that right there is what makes him irresistible. Women are naturally drawn to mystery and challenge. It's human psychology. What comes too easily is often taken for granted. A man who is always available, eager to please, and constantly seeking approval can quickly lose his appeal. But a Sigma, he is an enigma. He moves at his own pace, prioritizes his goals, and maintains a life outside of relationships. He doesn't chase because he knows his value. Instead, he attracts by simply being himself. This dynamic creates a powerful psychological effect. When a woman realizes she has to put in effort to earn a Sigma's time, attention, and trust, she values it more. She becomes more invested. The unpredictability keeps her intrigued one moment. He's present and engaging the next. He's immersed in his own world. This push and pull dynamic is what makes a Sigma unforgettable. Moreover, Sigma males don't play by society's typical dating rules. They don't shower women with constant compliments or bend over backward for approval. They aren't rude or dismissive, but they maintain their boundaries and refuse to be manipulated. This quiet confidence commands respect and admiration. At the end of the day, a Sigma male doesn't just attract women, he captivates them. He's the kind of man who lingers in a woman's mind long after he's gone, not because he tried too hard, but because he didn't try at all. And that in itself is the ultimate power move. Point 5. Emotional strength, control. Women are biologically wired to seek security in men, not just in terms of physical protection, but also emotional stability. This instinct has been ingrained through centuries of evolution. In ancient times, women sought partners who could provide and protect, ensuring survival for both themselves and their offspring. While society has changed, this fundamental drive remains the same. This is where the Sigma male stands out. Unlike other men who might react emotionally in high-pressure situations, a Sigma male responds with logic and reason. He is unshaken by chaos, maintaining his composure no matter the circumstances. This level-headedness makes him a rare breed in today's world, where emotional reactions often dictate behavior. While many men might become defensive, jealous, or insecure, when faced with challenges and relationships, the Sigma remains cool and composed. His ability to regulate his emotions creates a sense of security for the women around him. They feel safe in his presence, knowing he won't act impulsively or out of desperation. His self-mastery assures them that he is dependable, stable, and in control. However, this same quality can also create a sense of unease. Women who are used to emotional reactions from men might find it unsettling that a Sigma does not respond in predictable ways. He cannot be manipulated by emotional games or swayed by tactics that work on others. His unwavering nature forces those around him to confront their own emotions rather than control his. This combination of emotional stability and unshakable independence is what makes the Sigma male so intriguing. Women are drawn to his reliability, but challenged by his resistance to being influenced. He is a paradox, both comforting and unpredictable, dependable yet elusive. And in a world where emotional volatility is common, the Sigma male's calm presence is both a mystery and a magnet. Point 6. A purpose greater than her. One of the biggest pitfalls men fall into is making a woman the center of their universe. They believe that by putting her above everything else, career, passion, self-growth, they'll win her over. But in reality, this often has the opposite effect. Why? Because women don't want to be a man's sole focus. They want to be part of a man's journey, not the destination. A Sigma male understands this on a fundamental level. His mission, his goals, and his personal growth always. He doesn't neglect his relationships, but he also doesn't let them dictate his path. This unwavering dedication to his own purpose makes him incredibly attractive. Why? Because confidence, independence, and ambition are irresistible. Psychologically, people are drawn to those who have a strong sense of purpose. It signals stability, self-sufficiency, and leadership. When a Sigma male pursues his dreams with relentless focus, it naturally commands respect. Women don't see him as desperate for validation. Instead, they view him as a man of value, someone they want to align with. This dynamic creates a paradox. The more a man prioritizes his mission, the more desirable he becomes. He doesn't chase. He attracts. And unlike the men who drop everything for a relationship, a Sigma remains centered in his own work. This isn't about neglecting a partner. It's about maintaining the balance that keeps attraction alive. A woman wants to orbit a man's universe, not be the universe itself. She admires a man who is steadfast in his vision, who walks his path with purpose, and who welcomes her into his world, but never surrenders it. This is what makes a Sigma magnetic. His mystery, his drive, and his unwavering sense of self create an energy that others can't ignore. A man who knows his mission will always stand out. And in doing so, he doesn't just find success, he naturally attracts the right people into his life, including the right woman. Point 7. Uncompromising independence. Women are naturally drawn to a man who chooses them rather than one who needs them. This distinction is crucial in relationships, and it's where the Sigma male stands apart. Unlike men who rely on companionship for validation, a Sigma male operates from a place of emotional, mental, and physical independence. His life is not structured around the need for approval or affection. He is complete within himself. This self-sufficiency creates a powerful dynamic. Women feel secure around a Sigma male because they know he is not desperate. He doesn't beg for attention or make a woman the center of his existence. His presence is a choice, not a necessity. This reassures women that he isn't using them to fill an emotional void, which makes his affection and attention even more valuable. However, this same independence can also create a sense of insecurity. Why? Because a Sigma male cannot be controlled. He does not conform to societal expectations or traditional relationship roles. He won't be easily manipulated, guilt-tripped, or pressured into dependency. Many women are used to men who bend to their will, who seek validation through their approval, or who make decisions based on keeping a woman happy. The Sigma male does none of these things. This paradox, security in his stability, but insecurity in his unpredictability, is what makes a Sigma male so intriguing. Women want to be chosen, but they also want influence in a relationship. With a Sigma male, they realize they cannot mold him to their expectations, and that can be both thrilling and unsettling. The psychology behind this is simple. Humans desire what is scarce. The Sigma male is rare. He is self-reliant in a world where people often depend on relationships to define themselves. His independence makes him attractive, not because he ignores women, but because he operates on a different frequency, one of strength, purpose, and selective companionship. In the end, a Sigma male's value lies in his ability to choose a woman rather than need her. That choice carries weight because it is made from confidence, not desperation. And in the eyes of a woman, nothing is more attractive than a man who has options but still chooses her. Sigmas, you are both the most desired and the most feared because you refuse to conform. You challenge the norm, and that makes you a rare breed in a world full of predictable men. Women will be drawn to you, but they will also fear what they can't possess, and that's your greatest strength. If this video resonated with you, don't just watch, take action. Like this video, subscribe, and join this community of Sigmas who are rewriting the rules of masculinity. And as always, having said this, Sigmas, have you ever been in a situation where someone crossed a line and you just knew, without a doubt, you weren't going to let it slide? You didn't argue, didn't explain. You just walked away, leaving them confused and powerless. What are the unspoken rules that a Sigma male follows? What are the boundaries that, once crossed, lead to a permanent shutdown. Imagine this. A man walks into a room, silent but commanding. He doesn't seek attention, yet he has a presence that speaks volumes without saying a word. But the moment someone disrespects his principles, there's an immediate shift in energy. He won't argue, he won't beg for respect. He'll simply cut them off like they never existed. That, my friends, is the Sigma way. A Sigma male's tolerance level is like a vault. It's tough to breach, and once it's shut, there's no getting back in. What are these non-negotiable boundaries that a Sigma male will never tolerate from anyone, no matter who they are? Stick around to find out. Because if you resonate with these, chances are you're a Sigma yourself. And if you're not, you'll learn exactly why these lone wolves are impossible to manipulate. 1. Disrespect. Sigmas do not tolerate disrespect in any shape or form. Unlike alphas who might confront it head-on or betas who may endure it to keep the peace, Sigmas take a different route: silence and disappearance. They don't argue, they don't justify, and they certainly don't seek validation. They simply remove themselves, leaving the offender in the rearview mirror wondering what happened. Why? Because respect is non-negotiable. It's a two-way street, and if someone fails to uphold their end, Sigmas won't lower their standards to accommodate them. This isn't arrogance. It's a deep-seated understanding of self-worth. When a Sigma walks away from a disrespectful situation, they are making a statement. I value myself too much to engage in this energy. Psychologist Jordan Peterson's advice to stand up straight with your shoulders back is more than just a lesson in posture. It's a declaration of self-respect. Sigmas naturally embody this mindset. Their quiet confidence commands attention without force. They don't demand respect. They command it through presence, integrity, and action. If someone fails to recognize that, the Sigma doesn't waste energy trying to prove their worth. This detachment is what makes Sigma so powerful. While others are caught up in drama, a Sigma is already moving forward, focused on their mission, their growth, and their peace. And that, ultimately, is what separates them from the rest. While others fight for dominance or seek approval, Sigmas choose self-respect every single time. 2. Fake people and manipulators. Nothing irks a Sigma more than someone who pretends to be something they're not. Whether it's a fake friend, a manipulative coworker, or a two-faced relative, the Sigma can spot them from a mile away. Why? Because Sigma males are highly observant, logical, and emotionally intelligent. They don't just listen to words. They analyze actions, body language, and inconsistencies in behavior. But here's the real power move. They don't waste time calling people out. Unlike alphas who might confront the deception head-on, or betas who might tolerate it out of fear of conflict, the Sigma operates on a different frequency. He doesn't argue. He doesn't try to expose the fraud. He simply detaches. This detachment isn't passive. It's intentional. Sigmas understand that energy is currency, and they refuse to invest theirs in deception. Engaging with fuckness only drains valuable mental and emotional resources. Instead, they ghost toxic people in a way that's almost surgical. No drama, no explanations, just a quiet exit. One day, the fake person will look around and realize the Sigma is nowhere to be found. This approach leaves manipulators powerless. They thrive on attention, emotional reactions, and control. But when faced with a Sigma's unshakable indifference, they crumble. This is why Sigmas remain untouchable. They don't waste energy proving a point. They let their silence be the loudest statement. 3. Drama and gossip. Sigma males operate on a no-nonsense philosophy. If it doesn't serve their growth, it doesn't deserve their time. Unlike those who get entangled in endless gossip and trivial disputes, Sigmas have a laser-focused mindset. Their independence means they don't seek validation from social circles, making them immune to the emotional traps that come with drama. Psychologists suggest that highly independent individuals, like Sigma males, exhibit strong boundaries and low agreeableness, mean they don't tolerate unnecessary emotional chaos. They see drama for what it is, a distraction. While some people thrive on conflict, Sigma see it as an energy drain. They believe in efficiency, even in relationships. If someone consistently brings negativity into their life, a Sigma doesn't just walk away. They shut the door, lock it, and throw away the key. This isn't about arrogance. It's about self-respect. Time is a non-renewable resource, and Sigmas refuse to waste it on emotional turbulence that leads nowhere. They understand that engaging in unnecessary arguments, defending themselves against baseless accusations, or playing social games only detracts from their personal goals. Their mindset can be summed up in a single rule. If it doesn't add value, it's not worth my energy. This applies to relationships, friendships, workplaces, and even family dynamics. Sigmas don't just avoid drama, they eliminate it. Their ability to cut negativity out of their lives so decisively is what makes them enigmatic and, to some, intimidating. But to a Sigma, it's just common sense. 4. Being controlled or micromanaged. Sigmas operate on their own terms, guided by an internal compass that refuses to be swayed by external pressure. Unlike alphas who dominate or betas who follow, Sigmas exist outside the hierarchy altogether. They are independent thinkers, lone wolves who carve their own path, unshackled by the expectations of bosses, partners, or society. The moment someone tries to control them, Sigmas don't argue, beg, or lash out. No, their rebellion is quiet, but absolute. They detach. They walk away. This silent exit is more powerful than any confrontation because it leaves people questioning. What happened? Why did they leave? Their absence speaks louder than words. This deep-rooted independence is why Sigmas excel in entrepreneurship and creative fields. They thrive when they answer to no one but themselves. History is full of Sigma-minded innovators. Think Steve Jobs, Nikola Tesla, and even Bruce Lee. These men didn't conform to traditional structures. They redefined them. Jobs revolutionized technology, Tesla pushed the boundaries of science, and Bruce Lee challenged martial arts norms with his own philosophy. For Sigmas, the freedom to think, create, and act without restriction isn't just a preference. It's a necessity. They avoid rigid corporate hierarchies because office politics, micromanagement, and pointless meetings feel suffocating. Instead, they choose careers where their intellect and creativity flourish without interference. This mindset is also why Sigmas can be misunderstood. To outsiders, their refusal to conform may seem arrogant or antisocial. But in reality, Sigmas simply know their worth. They don't need permission. They move through life like ghosts, present yet elusive, always in control of their destiny. 5. Lack of personal space and boundaries. Nothing makes a Sigma male more uncomfortable than someone who doesn't respect their space. This isn't just about personal preference. It's a fundamental part of their psychological makeup. Sigmas are private individuals who thrive in solitude, not because they dislike people, but because they need alone time to recharge, think, and stretch. Unlike extroverts who gain energy from social interaction, or even introverts who enjoy deep one-on-one connections, Sigmas operate on a unique spectrum. They require solitude like oxygen. Without it, they suffocate. When someone constantly invades a Sigma's space, whether physically, emotionally, or mentally, it triggers a deep sense of discomfort. This invasion isn't just annoying, it's suffocating. Think of a lion in the wild, majestic, composed, and powerful. It doesn't want to be caged, controlled, or followed. Similarly, a Sigma needs freedom to move at his own pace, make decisions without external pressure, and process his thoughts in peace. They assume that because Sigmas prefer solitude, they don't care about relationships. This couldn't be further from the truth. Sigmas value relationships deeply, but only when they are based on mutual respect, especially respect for personal boundaries. If someone constantly texts them, demands their time, or expects them to engage in meaningless small talk, the Sigma will instinctively withdraw. This isn't about being rude or distant. It's about energy management. A Sigma's mental clarity, focus, and creativity stem from uninterrupted solitude. They don't ghost people out of malice. They simply know that overstimulation leads to burnout. So, if you want to stay in a Sigma's life, respect their space, give them the breathing room they need, and they'll not only appreciate you for it, but they'll also respect you more. The irony is that those who chase a Sigma end up losing them, while those who give them space earn their loyalty. In the end, Sigma's world isn't built on constant validation or external noise. It's built on peace, independence, and self-mastery. Respect that, and you'll have a connection with them that's far more meaningful than any forced interaction. 6. Dishonesty and betrayal. Trust for a Sigma male is not just a word. It's a covenant, a silent, unspoken agreement that stands as the foundation of every relationship they build. Unlike most people who might grant trust freely and mend broken bonds over time, Sigmas operate on a different frequency. They understand that trust is like glass once shattered. No amount of effort can fully restore it. Why does trust matter so much to a Sigma? Sigma males are lone wolves by nature, thriving on independence and self-sufficiency. They don't rely on large social circles or external validation, which means the few people they allow into their lives hold significant value. To them, trust is not just about honesty. It's about loyalty, reliability, and mutual respect. When they place their trust in someone, it's a rare privilege, not a casual extension of goodwill. Why is betrayal the ultimate sin? For a Sigma, betrayal isn't just about deception. It's about intent. A single act of disloyalty signals more than just a momentary lapse in judgment. It reveals someone's true nature. That's why the phrase once is a mistake, twice is a decision resonates so deeply with them. They might understand that humans are flawed and capable of errors, but a repeated betrayal isn't an accident. It's a choice, and that choice had consequences. Unlike alphas who might retaliate or betas who might tolerate betrayal, a Sigma's approach is different. They disappear. If you break their trust, you no longer exist in their reality. No confrontations, no second chances, just complete detachment. It's not pettiness. It's a survival mechanism. They remove toxicity from their lives with surgical precision, ensuring that their energy isn't wasted on those who don't deserve it. Can you ever regain a Sigma's trust? The simple answer, while other personality types might forgive but never forget, Sigmas do neither. They believe that trust, once broken, loses its original integrity. Even if you try to mend the relationship, they will always see you as a liability. Their time and energy are too valuable to be spent on someone who has already proven they cannot be trusted. In the end, being trusted by a Sigma male is a privilege, not a right. If you earn it, guard it like gold, because once it's gone, there's no getting it back. 7. Wasting their time. Time is the one asset you can never get back. Once it's spent, it's gone forever, and no one understands this better than a Sigma male. That's why they guard their time with an almost ruthless efficiency. To the outside world, it might seem like they're avoiding social situations or being overly selective about who they engage with. But in reality, they're just making sure every second of their lives counts. Why small talk and pointless gatherings don't interest Sigmas. A Sigma male doesn't waste time on meaningless conversations or shallow social events. While others might indulge in idle gossip or chit-chat about the weather, Sigmas quickly lose interest in conversations that lack depth, purpose, or value. They crave intellectual stimulation, thought-provoking discussions, and knowledge that adds to their growth. If an interaction isn't productive or fulfilling, they simply won't stick around. Small talk feels like an unnecessary drain on their mental energy. They don't see the point in discussing surface-level topics when they could be reading, learning, or creating something meaningful. Unlike extroverts who thrive on social engagement, Sigmas find solitude refreshing and rewarding. They use their alone time to refine their skills, set new goals, and develop their minds. The Sigma's mindset, growth over distraction. Every Sigma male operates with a purpose-driven mindset. Their time is spent in self-improvement, whether it's through reading books, mastering new skills, working on business ventures, or simply reflecting on life. They see life as a constant journey of evolution, and anything that doesn't contribute to that growth is simply not worth their time. This doesn't mean they don't enjoy socializing at all, but when they do engage, it has to be meaningful. They prefer deep conversations about philosophy, psychology, business, or personal growth. If a conversation lacks substance, they'd rather walk away than pretend to be interested. The power of saying no. A key trait of Sigma males is their ability to say no without guilt. They don't feel the need to please others at the cost of their own time. Whether it's declining an invitation to an event They have no interest in or cutting short an unproductive conversation. They protect their time like an investment, because to them, that's exactly what it is. In a world where distractions are endless, Sigma males stand apart. They value their time as the most precious resource, using it to grow, learn, and evolve. While others chase validation and social acceptance, Sigmas chase mastery, purpose, and wisdom. Sigmas, these 7 things are the invisible lines you never let anyone cross. They define who you are, shape your mindset, and make you untouchable in a world full of noise. If you resonate with this, congratulations. You're part of an elite group that thrives on independence, wisdom, and self-mastery. Now, let's hear from you. What's something you never tolerate from anyone? Drop it in the comments. And if you haven't already, hit that like button, subscribe, and join this community of Sigma males who are shaping their own destinies. Having said this, Sigmas, have you ever seen a man who never says a word, never complains, and just takes everything in stride until one day he snaps, leaving everyone in shock? That's the cold reality of being a Sigma male. Why do Sigma males, the calmest and most composed individuals, suddenly explode without warning? What's really going on inside their minds? Imagine a man named Alex. For years, he endured being misunderstood, taken for granted. People thought he was just quiet, indifferent, and unaffected. But one day, he walked away from his job, cut off toxic people, and disappeared into a new life. No warnings, no explanations. And those who knew him were left wondering, what happened? That, my friends, is the Sigma male phenomenon. Sigma males don't snap out of nowhere. It's a slow burn, a silent calculation, and when they reach their limit, it's game. If you've ever been puzzled by the way Sigmas handle their emotions, or if you are one yourself and want to understand why you operate this way, stay with me. This video is for you. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly why Sigma males snap, how to recognize the warning signs, and what happens when they decide enough is enough. And Sigma males don't react, they strategize. Unlike alphas who assert dominance or betas who submit, Sigma males take a different approach. They observe, analyze, and calculate. Their lack of immediate reaction isn't a sign of weakness. It's a sign of wisdom. They are masters of restraint, not slaves to impulse. Think of a game of chess. An alpha might charge forward aggressively, while a beta might play defensively, always reacting to their opponent's moves. The Sigma? He watches, studies the board, and waits for the perfect moment to strike. Or sometimes, he chooses not to play at all. That's the power of detachment, the psychology behind the Sigma's silence. Carl Jung, one of the greatest minds in psychology, once said, "The shoe that fits one person pinches another." There is no recipe for living that suits all cases. Sigmas understand this deeply. They don't expect the world to cater to them, nor do they try to force their way through unnecessary battles. Instead, they endure, adapt, and adjust until the discomfort becomes unbearable. This ability to tolerate nonsense longer than most is a conscious choice, not a weakness. It's a survival strategy. Sigmas know that reacting emotionally to every provocation is draining and often pointless. Instead, they conserve their energy for when it truly matters, the moment of detachment. Here's where things get interesting. Unlike alphas who might explode in rage, or betas who might complain and sulk, Sigmas detach. They recognize when a situation no longer serves them, and instead of engaging in unnecessary conflict, they simply walk away, mentally, emotionally, and sometimes physically. This can be unsettling for those around them. A Sigma who has tolerated nonsense for a long time might suddenly disappear from a toxic friendship, leave a stagnant job, or end a meaningless debate with nothing more than a quiet exit. No drama, no long explanations, just silence. And in that silence, their message is clear. They are done. A power of controlled response. In a world where most people are quick to react, whether through anger, fear, or submission, Sigma males stand apart. Their ability to stay calm, observe, and detach is a rare and powerful trait. It allows them to navigate life on their own terms, never controlled by the emotions of others. And when they do choose to act, it's always on their time, their terms, and with unshakable certainty. 2. Why Sigma males don't argue over petty things, and what happens when they snap. Sigma males operated on a completely different wavelength from most people. While the world thrives on emotional outbursts, heated debates, and ego-driven conflicts, Sigmas don't engage in such trivialities. Why? Because they see arguments, especially over petty matters, as a colossal waste of time and energy. Instead of bickering, they observe, analyze, and mentally file away information about people and situations. But here's where it gets interesting. Just because a Sigma male remains silent doesn't mean he isn't affected. Sigmas internalize frustration, processing emotions differently than most. Unlike alphas who assert dominance through vocal power, or betas who might submit to conflict, Sigmas detach and dissect. They don't react impulsively. They don't entertain drama. Instead, they filter out unnecessary emotions, choosing logical action over chaotic response. However, this internalization has a consequence. You see, bottling emotions isn't the same as erasing them. Every time a Sigma male brushes off disrespect, betrayal, or manipulation, he logs it into his mind like a data entry in an ever-growing file. And when that file reaches capacity, that's when the shift happens. But don't expect an emotional explosion. When a Sigma snaps, it isn't a rage-fueled outburst or an impulsive act of aggression. It's cold, calculated, absolutely. Sigmas don't burn bridges with fireworks. They dismantle them brick by brick, ensuring there's no path back. They disappear from toxic relationships, cut off manipulative people, and eliminate unnecessary stress without warning or second chances. This ability to detach so completely is what makes Sigmas different. While others engage in endless cycles of conflict and reconciliation, Sigmas see no value in repairing what is fundamentally broken. Their strength isn't in shouting the loudest, it's in their ability to walk away and never look back. And that right there is what makes them so powerful. 3. Disrespect is tolerated until it's not. Most people assume that silence equals submission, that if a man doesn't argue, doesn't fight back, and doesn't react, he must be weak, afraid to stand up for himself. But when it comes to the Sigma male, this assumption couldn't be further from the truth. Sigma males don't waste energy on unnecessary conflicts. They don't seek validation, nor do they feel the need to prove themselves through loud arguments or emotional outbursts. Instead, they observe, quietly, patiently, calculating every move like a chess grandmaster. Every insult, every manipulation, and every act of disrespect is registered, processed, and stored. They may not respond immediately, but don't mistake their silence for ignorance. They see everything. Unlike the alpha, who asserts dominance through confrontation, or the beta, who seeks acceptance, the Sigma operates on a different plane. He understands that words exchanged in anger are just noise, that reacting emotionally gives power to the other person. And so, he waits. But here's where most people make their biggest mistake. They assume the Sigma's patience is infinite. That's because he doesn't react. He doesn't care. In reality, his tolerance has an invisible limit, and once crossed, there is no coming back. The Sigma's response is swift, clean, and absolute. No arguments, no second chances, just silence. One day, the people who have taken advantage of his patience will turn around and realize he's gone. No explanations, no dramatic exits, just complete and total disengagement. This is what makes the Sigma male so unsettling to those who underestimate him. He doesn't need revenge. He doesn't seek closure. His absence is his answer. When a Sigma male decides to walk away, he doesn't just leave the room. He leaves the entire equation. He erases people like they never existed, leaving them to wonder how they lost access to someone who once tolerated them. And the beauty of it? The Sigma never looks back. While others dwell on past conflicts and wasted opportunities, he moves forward unbothered and unfazed. He understands that not everyone deserves a reaction. Not everyone deserves his energy. And sometimes the most powerful response is no response at all. 4. They have no tolerance for fake relationships. One of the most intriguing traits of a Sigma male is his ability to see through people, unlike those who blindly trust others or tolerate toxicity for the sake of social convenience. Sigmas possess an almost instinctive radar for deception, manipulation, and hidden agendas. This isn't some supernatural ability. It's the result of their deep introspection, heightened observation skills, and preference for logic over social theatrics. How Sigmas detect fake people. Sigma males don't rely on words alone. They analyze actions, microexpressions, and inconsistencies in behavior. While most people are busy engaging in small talk or maintaining superficial connections, the Sigma male is quietly studying body language, tone shifts, and unspoken cues. They notice when someone's smile doesn't reach their eyes, when their words contradict their previous statements, or when their energy feels forced. This heightened awareness makes it nearly impossible to deceive a Sigma. They can sense when someone is pretending to be a friend while secretly competing with them, or when a person's kindness is transactional rather than genuine. They don't fall for the classic tactics of flattery, guilt-tripping, or emotional manipulation. Why Sigmas don't tolerate toxicity. Unlike beta males, who might endure toxic behavior to fit in, or alpha males, who may tolerate it to maintain dominance, Sigmas simply don't care about social expectations enough to stick around. They are lone wolves by nature, meaning they have no problem walking away from people who drain their energy, while a Sigma may endure toxicity for a time, often out of curiosity or because they're giving someone the benefit of the doubt. There's always a breaking point. The moment they confirm someone is being fake, using them, or playing mind games, the Sigma male is gone. And when they leave without a trace. No warnings, no drawn-out goodbyes, just a sudden absence that leaves the manipulator confused and powerless. The silent exit, a Sigma's ultimate power move. Sigmas don't engage in unnecessary drama. They don't argue, they don't seek revenge, and they don't waste energy trying to expose fake people. Instead, they vanish, cutting ties without explanation. This silent exit is often the most devastating response to manipulators because it denies them the reaction they crave. By refusing to entertain toxicity, Sigma males protect their peace, maintain their independence, and send a clear message. They are not to be played with. 5. Sigmas don't play the victim. They adapt. The world is full of complainers, people who, when wronged, shout their grievances from the rooftops, demand sympathy, and expect the world to validate their pain. Society encourages victimhood, rewarding those who complain the loudest. But Sigmas, they're built differently. They don't whine, they don't beg for pity, and they certainly don't dwell on betrayal. Instead, they absorb the lesson, internalize the pain, and quietly sharpen their minds for what's next. When a Sigma is betrayed, mistreated, or underestimated, they don't crumble. They analyze. They see people for who they truly are, and they make a mental note, never to be deceived in the same way again. Sigmas treat life like a strategy game, where every setback is just another puzzle to solve. Their silence isn't weakness, it's calculation. While others waste time plotting revenge or drowning in self-pity, the Sigma is already steps ahead, evolving, adapting, and using that experience as fuel for their next move. One of the most powerful traits of a Sigma is their ability to transmute pain into growth. This isn't just philosophy. It's psychology. Studies in resilience and emotional intelligence suggest that those who process pain internally and use it for self-improvement tend to be more successful than those who externalize their frustrations. While others lash out or fall apart, Sigmas undergo an internal metamorphosis. They don't just survive betrayal. They become stronger, wiser, and even more independent because of it. And when a Sigma snaps, it's not a reckless act of vengeance. It's a quiet but undeniable transformation. Maybe they go from unnoticed to undeniable. Maybe they turn their setback into a breakthrough, financially, intellectually, or physically. The best part? They don't need applause. They don't need to broadcast their comeback. They let their success speak for itself. In a world that expects weakness, Sigmas defy expectations. They take every betrayal, every moment of being underestimated, and turn it into an opportunity. Because while the world watches, waiting for them to break, The sigma is doing something else entirely, rising. 6. When a sigma male snaps, unlike most men who react with anger, aggression, or destruction when pushed to their limits, the sigma male takes a different approach. He vanishes. His detachment is not an impulsive escape, but a calculated retreat. It is the ultimate power move, a conscious decision to remove himself from environments, relationships, and situations that no longer serve him. And when he disappears, he doesn't just walk away. He erases his presence like a ghost slipping into the night, the unreadable phantom. A sigma male is already mysterious by nature, but when he reaches his breaking point, he becomes completely unreadable. Texts go unanswered, calls are ignored, and social media non-existent. This isn't to punish others or seek attention. It's about self-preservation. He refuses to waste energy explaining himself to those who never truly listened in the first place. Psychologists call this strategic withdrawal, a coping mechanism that allows highly independent individuals to regain control over their peace. Unlike alpha males, who confront challenges head-on, or beta males, who might suppress their emotions, sigmas take the path of the world doesn't get to witness his frustration, only his absence. Why people are left wondering. The moment a sigma male is gone, people start noticing. Not because he made a dramatic exit, but because his presence was more valuable than they realized. He was the problem solver, the deep thinker, the quiet force that held things together. When he leaves, cracks begin to show, and suddenly, his absence becomes louder than his silence ever was. Regret sets in. Those who took him for granted began questioning their actions. But by then, it's too late. A sigma male doesn't return to what broke him. Instead, he channels his energy into self-growth, new ambitions, and an upgraded version of himself, from unreachable to unstoppable. When a sigma male snaps, he doesn't just disappear, he evolves. His solitude is not loneliness, but a period of reinvention. He refocuses, rebuilds, and ultimately re-emerges stronger than ever. And by the time people realize what they lost, he has already moved on. Unreachable, unreadable, unstoppable. Sigmas. If you've ever felt like you're constantly absorbing stress, disrespect, or nonsense, know this: you are not weak for being silent. You are not passive for choosing not to react. But when the time comes and you decide to walk away, do it with the same silent strength that defines you. Sigmas, if this video resonated with you, make sure to like, subscribe, and join this community of lone wolves. Apply these sigma qualities to your life and move with power. Having said this, sigmas, have you ever noticed that people turn to you for help, yet when you need support, you're left standing alone? Why do sigma males offer wisdom, strength, and guidance, yet guard their trust like a fortress? Today, we're revealing the hidden truth behind why sigma males help everyone but trust no one. Once you understand this, you'll never see the world the same way again. You give your time, energy, and support only to realize later that people don't truly appreciate your efforts. Your ability to help others is both your greatest strength and your biggest vulnerability. Take Jake, a true sigma male. He moves through life independently, never seeking approval. When a colleague struggles, Jake steps in to help. The project succeeds, but once Jake steps back, his contribution is forgotten. Worse, when he needs support, no one is there. Sound familiar? Sigma males give, support, and uplift, and for good reason. They've seen human nature up close and know that trust is the most expensive currency. Not everyone deserves it. As Friedrich Nietzsche said, "I'm not upset that you lied to me. I'm upset that from now on I can't believe you." Once broken, trust is nearly impossible to repair. A lesson every sigma learns the hard way. Number 1. They understand the nature of reciprocity, or lack of it. Sigma males are realists when it comes to human nature. They've observed how most relationships, whether friendships, romantic partnerships, or even professional connections, operate on an unspoken transactional basis. People seek help, validation, or resources, but when the tables turn, that generosity is rarely reciprocated. This isn't cynicism. It's simply reality. Unlike beta males who complain about being used or alpha males who dominate and demand loyalty, sigmas take a different approach. They recognize the imbalance and adjust accordingly. They help when they choose to, but never with the expectation of return. They offer value because it aligns with their principles, not because they expect favors in return. This detachment confuses and even frustrates those who are accustomed to emotional manipulation or guilt tripping. The Sigma's mindset is one of quiet power. By refusing to engage in petty scorekeeping, he maintains control over his own generosity. He gives because he wants to, not because he's pressured to. This makes him unpredictable and difficult to exploit. People may try to take advantage, but when they realize the Sigma never needs them in return, it unsettles them. Ultimately, Sigma males live by a simple truth. Expecting fairness in a world that thrives on self-interest is a recipe for disappointment. Instead of wasting time on resentment, they focus on building their own lives, helping selectively, and walking away when they see patterns of one-sided relationships. This level of independence isn't just rare, it's powerful. Number 2. Experience has taught them hard lessons. Ask any Sigma male if he's ever been betrayed, and you'll hear a familiar story. A friend who stabbed him in the back, a colleague who took credit for his work, a family member who turned against him when it was convenient. Betrayal is a universal human experience, but for Sigmas, it happens frequently, precisely because they operate differently from the masses. Most people crave validation and belong to social circles for protection. They conform, compromise, and tolerate disloyalty just to maintain relationships. Sigmas, on the other hand, don't play that game. Their independence makes them a target for envy. Their silence makes them mysterious, and their refusal to conform makes them difficult to control. This often leads to resentment and, in many cases, betrayal. But here's the difference. While others sink into self-pity or become bitter, Sigmas simply adjust. They don't waste energy plotting revenge or drowning in negativity. Instead, they reevaluate their trust levels and move forward. If someone proves unreliable, a Sigma will quietly distance himself without drama or confrontation. He learns from the experience and ensures it doesn't happen again. This adaptability is what makes Sigma males so resilient. They understand human nature and accept that not everyone operates with integrity. Instead of being consumed by resentment, they sharpen their instincts, become more discerning, and continue walking their own path, alone if necessary. In the end, betrayal is inevitable in life, but Sigma males refuse to let it define them. They learn, evolve, and remain unshaken. While others waste time lamenting lost relationships, Sigmas invest in themselves, making sure that the next time betrayal comes knocking, they're already 10 steps ahead. Number 3. They see through manipulation instantly. While most people get caught up in the surface-level dynamics of relationships, fake smiles, empty promises, and hidden motives, Sigma males have an uncanny ability to read between the lines. They've developed this skill over time, having experienced enough manipulation and insincerity to spot it a mile away. For them, actions speak louder than words, and they're experts at interpreting what's really going on behind the facade. This skill is particularly important in a world where many people seek something from others, whether it's intelligence, resources, or emotional support. Unlike others, who may get swept up by charm or flattery, Sigma males approach interactions with a healthy skepticism. They observe the way people act, not just what they say, and they trust their instincts. For instance, when someone approaches them with a sob story or